Obviously, Baal Ha'Sulam held his students on a certain degree. Why did they, if we say that a person, what? He didn't want them to evolve? How is it that he held them on a certain degree? But I'll ask it in a different way. He held them on a different level. He supported them on that level. When he died, they descended. The same could be with our students. Now they might be on a certain degree. When I'm gone, I don't even want to think of what's going to happen next. Naturally, the force that holds them will be gone. They will not be able to keep contact with me on the virtual plane, in spiritual space. And they will descend. That's with every Kabbalists, with their students. It happens. But how did you manage not to descend with the Rabash when the Rabash died? I was connected with him internally. I was connected with him internally. And plus, I wasn't connected with other students. I always was with him. I simply was glued to him and always was next to him. I was under him. Simply, I don't know how to say. And therefore, I would wake up in the morning and talk to him. And in my dreams, I would talk to him. I had such dreams. I would do something and then would think, if I told him that, how he would react to it. Like I always had to go to meet with him. Very often I would jump up while doing something during the day, or when I went to bed and I would wake up and I would look at my watch, worried that I'm late to meeting with him, but he was already gone by then. So these kinds of besides, these were such stress is horrible. On one side, oh my God, I'm late, and on the other side, boom, another blow, nowhere to rush. Basically, it is. You see, nonetheless, it was 12 years next to a person, which provides you your life support. Basically, everything. He is the source of your life. Nothing comes close to that. Nothing. But for that, you need to commit to absolute loyalty while he is alive. And that is not simple. It doesn't depend solely on the person I want. It's acquired through huge effort, and I would add through luck. There is this element of luck. Well, it turned out like that with me. But you have students that are with you for 15 years. That doesn't depend on time spent. That doesn't depend on time spent. For that, you need to belong, you see. Therefore, a son always was more valued in cultures of his father. Because son, as a rule, does not go against his father, he follows him. He does not want to blemish his father, even from an egoistical perspective. That is his own sort of his achievement, his estate. And any other student, anyone else, he envies, he thinks of himself, he instinctively wants to elevate himself on your account. And that needs to be overcome. This happens to everybody. This is how we are created. Nothing you can do here. But this is a problem. before a student overcomes his I and adhere with the teacher in the teacher, there's a lot of time that goes by. It takes a lot of time, and not many are capable of doing it. But nevertheless, the rest also move forward to the goal. Each person carries out some kind of function or task, but to conduct spiritual line after the teacher, that is some are capable of doing it, some aren't. After Rabash, after Baal Ha'Sulam, only Rabash was capable of doing it, and nobody else was able to do it. No one. I spoke with witnesses. They testified that after Baal Ha'Sulam's death, all of his students except Rabash, they did something, of course, gathered together, studied, taught others, but it was obvious all of that was nothing but a simple courses for general public, so to say. The same after, except Rabash. The same after Rabash. I moved to the side. I didn't want to deal with anyone. Then they pulled me to one group there. There was only 5-6 people. I went along, but I didn't want to. They forcefully made me their teacher. And I didn't want it. I didn't know how to, and I didn't want to. Not that I didn't know how to. I would have to forego of what I had. I would have to fool myself. That's that. And all in all, that's how it all was arranged from above. And then it turned out that gradually different students started trickling in. Inevitably, they forced me to teach at least once a week somehow or something. Long story short, simply the time has come probably. A few years passed by already. We need to try. What comes out of this, nobody knows. It's unknown. Well, we'll hope that we still have time. If you ask as of today, only solid united group. Solid united with solid united directory on management, only that construction can sustain. And absolutely no shatterings. Whoever wants to branch out, to fence themselves off, to build something else other than one single united group with one spiritual management, will have to leave our organization, its facilities, completely out, and that's that. Yes. But how did it turn that there's a saying, a person when he enters the first degree and after his soul teaches him, they already entered this degree, speaking of your students. All that doesn't matter. It's not enough. It's not enough. To teach, to educate, to lead, and so that you succeed in doing all that, and so that you would tie up to both worlds, this and the other one, and so that you would be a conduit for spiritual politics. Listen to this phrase, so that through you, from above, by the nature, by the Creator, would be conducted the spiritual politics, you need to possess certain qualities, which a normal person cannot even imagine what they are. Yes, and a person is assigned to that role from above. How did it turn out so with Rabash, despite that he was a son? It's very difficult. It is very difficult. When a son follows his father, for the son it's much, much more difficult. Yes, much more difficult. I had to sacrifice my son. Rabash told me so. You, according to your state, as well as considering his state, you need to send him away because your task is different. Your job is different. And that's that. So today I can say that the entire Bnei Baruch has to thank my son, who partially brought himself as a, so to say, as a, could be say, sacrifice.